The 49ers helped the freaking Rams out, and I'm still mad about it. As I was talking before the show, um, you get the head coach fired for the Panthers. You get the defensive coordinator fired for the Panthers. Baker Mayfield's now out. They're down to their fourth quarterback, the Panthers. And what I believe is the worst team in the entire NFL right now, the Panthers. They got to travel all the way across country and play the Rams. And the Rams
Mhm.
have a bye week next week. I just feel like everything is just shaping up way too easily for the Rams this week. What are your thoughts, Brian?
Yeah, same. I mean, what a good matchup here after the Rams got embarrassed by the Cowboys when they were favored by 4.5 points. So this is a McVay dream to get a team that is as in transition as it gets. This will be their first game with Steve Wilks as the interim coach. He does have 1 year experience for the Arizona Cardinals, so I'm sure you guys have some familiarity there. But as you said, they're down to PJ Walker starting at quarterback against Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey. This defense for the Rams has not been as good as maybe we would have thought going into the season. The offensive line has kind of been as bad as we predicted, maybe even worse. How about the worst team in our power rankings, the Carolina Panthers? This could not have lined up better for the Rams to have a bounce back at home. It is a high spread, 10.5 points. Typically, based on the way a team has been playing, like the Rams have been playing, I wouldn't go for this. But because of all the other factors, there are some injuries to some key players to Carolina, even beyond Baker Mayfield. And I just think that McVay is going to be licking his chops. I've got the Rams not only winning, but covering that 10.5 point spread.
It's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. But again, worst team, and teams respond. Like, who are you, right? Like, you just got embarrassed. You just got people fired. Are you the type of team that's going to rebound and kind of rally and get some pride, or are you just the type of team that's going to fold? We don't know yet. We've seen kind of both and right. Like we saw last year with the Raiders when they moved on from Gruden, and then all of a sudden they just went on this tear. Maybe that could happen. Baker's been playing as the worst quarterback in the NFL. Can PJ be better
I
or
mean, he can't be
worse?
worse. He
Can't
can't
be
be
worse.
worse. I'll say that. But I mean, there's a reason this guy was in what was it, the XFL, and I mean,
Right.
he can do some things with his legs that Baker can't. But he's always been a little bit slow in his progressions, questionable decision making, has been prone to turnovers. He's been prone to exciting plays. So I think this team will be a little bit more fun to watch with PJ Walker. But this is not a good matchup for them. Like I said, running for his life against Aaron Donald, who, by the way, is still playing elite football, even if the rest of the Rams defense is not. He's graded on over 90 at PFF the past 2 weeks. This is a guy who's still doing his job. Going up against the Panthers offensive line that has had some trouble pass protecting. They've been decent in run protection. And Carolina's going to be playing from behind, so they're going to have to pass the ball. There's not a lot to like here. There is such thing as the interim coach bump. You're not wrong to mention that. There is actual historical precedence. I just don't see it manifesting this week. I think if they were playing a divisional game and maybe there's some hype, but the Rams coming off that tough loss, I think they're going to be motivated. McVay is going to come up with some offensive game plan to take advantage of this banged up Carolina defense. There's just I'm very confident in this pick here.
What do you think about Sean's comment? He says, "What would we say about the Rams if they end up losing to Carolina?" Um, I'll take it further. Okay, let's just say hypothetically, it's another close game, which we've seen the Rams do repeatedly.
Mm-hmm.
If they have another close game, what's the message for the Rams in this 2022 year?
If it's a close game but they win, I don't think the narrative changes one way or the other. I don't
Mm.
think it goes up. I don't think it goes down because you still find a way to win. I think, like I said, there is such thing as interim coach bounce. If they lose this game, though, we have to start talking about the Rams as a non-playoff team. With some of the other teams that play, the Giants are 4-1. They just beat the Packers. The Vikings are 4-1. There are other teams jockeying for those 6th and 7th wild card spots. The Niners right now firmly in control of first in the NFC West. If the Rams lose to the Carolina Panthers, who are as bad a franchise as it gets at this moment in the NFL,
And
and
at
and
home,
and, and at home, yeah, then we have to start saying, wow, these losses, this offensive line, the talent that they lost, the injuries that they've faced, the one-dimensional offense that they have, this is a problem, and it will be a problem for the rest of the season. We have to start wondering if they're even make the playoffs in the first place.
yeah, it's weird, and it's one of those games that man I want to keep an eye on because if it drags on, and the Rams, keep going, doing what they're doing, where they just allow teams to stick around. We're going to see, because the Rams, they have this game, then they have their bye week, then it's the 49ers again. 2 matchups in 1 month. And that Rams game, that turned the 49ers season around, right? They won that, and then they won the next one, and now we'll see what happens next. So you're going to get the Rams again. If the Rams go into this bye week with their head down, it could get bad. Now, is there anything else, Brian? I'm sorry, that you have on this Rams matchup before we jump on?
It's pretty straightforward. I mean, we already covered everything. The Rams are lucky. The Rams are lucky to get the worst team in the NFL with the state that they're at right now. If they don't capitalize, you're right, Sean, and everyone else out there, to question the future of this Rams team.
I don't mind questioning the Rams ever.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.